You're watching Community Spotlight with Dr. Angie Eugene, where we showcase leaders making an impact in our community. Now here's your host, Dr. Angie Eugene.
Hello everyone. We are here with Mr. He wears many, many hats. From drummer to writer to producer. Oh my goodness, you name it. To fitness, he does it. Oh my Lord, I wish I could do as much as he do. His schedule is super busy. Mr. Muhammad White, tell us what you do, why you do it, your purpose behind it, and your passion. Because if you follow this guy on social media, you'll see him all over, doing so many different things. So what keeps you going? What motivates you?
A lot of different things motivate me. One thing that motivates me is setting a goal and reaching that goal.
Yes.
And then you set another goal. Mm-hmm. You reach that goal. It's kind of like baby steps. Okay. You know, you crawl first, then you walk. Then you run, then you drive, then you fly. You know, it's a process. So, but that motivates me every morning, you know, just knowing that I jot down my goals, I brainstorm what I want to do for the day, and I go out, achieve it, and then the next day, I do it all over again. My passion behind what I do is I just like to, you know, push myself every day. Sometimes I amaze myself with what I get done, you know, because I used to be the person that would make excuses for what I don't have.
Right.
I don't have a budget. I don't have this. I don't have that. And so it would be like, I'm not going to do it. But I had to stop making excuses and, you know, start making actions, you know, which brings results. You know, so once I got the mentality of stop focusing on what I don't have, and use what I do have. Once you do that, the things that you don't have will start coming to you. But a lot of people just don't get to that point because they throw in a towel even before they get started. And so my passion comes from my kids. You know, I want to make sure they are secure when they get older. You know, they want to go to college, you know, help them get the first car. I just want to make sure that I leave a good legacy behind, you know, for when they get older. And then that passion, it stemmed over into a purpose. Okay. You know, my passion was doing this, proving it to myself that I could set a goal and reach it. But then it became a bigger thing and it became a purpose. And that purpose is to help other people.
Okay.
You know, and that's one thing that I really strive to do is to help a lot of other people.
Yes. Yes. And you will.
That's my plan.
Okay. So besides television and film, what other services do you provide?
I do fitness training. I do kickboxing. I teach martial arts for children.
Okay.
It's like a bully program. It's called I Am Bully Proof.
Okay.
And so I just recently partnered it with the Runner Robbins Police Department. So we're going to be working together doing some things for the kids in the community. Community
service. That's awesome. Okay.
I play drums.
How long have you been doing that?
Since I was 3 years old.
Wow.
I started at home. I never forget it. I was in my mother's kitchen, and I actually made my own drum set. I had some pots and pans. I had a couple of Crisco oil buckets, and I had a box of matches and two number 2 pencils. And I was just playing. And, you know, one day she was watching me. I don't know why I can remember this so good. But one day she was watching me and she said, I'm going to get you a drum set. So at 3 years old, my mama got me a Muppet Babies drum set. And I had that drum set for a little while, but I tore it up. So when I turned 5, she actually bought me a junior set, a little bigger set. And so when she saw that, I was like, man, you can play. The church, she took me to the church and I played for the church and they loved me and they actually hired me at 5 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So I was on a salary at 5 years old from the church. So I've been playing ever since then.
Oh my, wow. So I know you write also. How did that process start?
Writing came accidentally. You know, I always like being in front of the camera. You know, I was trying to actually work on becoming a great actor. You know, I was just focused on being the next Denzel Washington, you know. But after I was on so many sets, and then I went and did the TI set, you know, on a Family Hustle, and I saw the way they did all the cameras and how they put everything together, and then you come up with one project. It just really interested me in being on behind the camera. So I went home and I was like, I'm going to do that. So I had made these little goals and you know what I'm going to do.
Right.
And so I went to sleep, and the next morning I woke up and I just started writing a script, you know, out of nowhere. I don't know where. I just started writing. I had wrote like 3 episodes, and I didn't really know where it came from. So once I started reading the episodes back, I was like, man, this is nice. So I was like,
I have something here.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it really captivated me. And it wasn't just because I wrote it. You know, even if someone else had written it and I would have, you know, read it, I would have been like, man, I really like this.
Right.
So I tried to come up with a name for it, you know, and I just jotting, don't like that, scratch it out, nah. So I prayed about it and I said, you know, God, help me come up with a name, a title for this, because this is really great. So the next morning when I woke up, all I heard was Single Married Life. And that's where it came from. So I really can't take the credit for the name, you know, but that's where it came from.
It's really hard. You know, I find that it's really hard to find reliable help. How do you go about finding people to back you, people to show up at the sets, people to be consistent, loyal, all that good stuff? How do you find people?
Ooh, that to answer it simple, pray.
Okay.
But you know, to answer it naturally, it takes some hard work. You have to reach out. You have to network. You have to go on you know, on all the social sites. You know, I use Craigslist, and that's where I actually started from. Before I even put anything on Facebook, I went to Craigslist and I said, you know, new TV show coming out, looking for some actors. Then I also did one for a camera crew. I was looking for a camera crew. And, you know, you'll meet people that say they want to do it and then they don't.
Right.
You know, so, but you just have to keep going. You know, you can't let anything discourage you because they might not have the same drive and passion as you do.
Right.
So if you reach people and they're really not trying to do it, you just got, you know, let them go on about their business, you know, because if you try to make somebody do something that they don't want to do, they're going to have do it, you know. So it just takes some time, you know, and eventually you will meet the camera crew that you need. You'll meet the right actors that'll show up, you know. They're not really worried about anything else except acting. And those are the people that you really want on your team. So when you find those people, you're blessed.
You know, even with my organization, I found that people will just show up and on time, and you're like, okay, so this is how it works. You know, you're just connected with the right people that is on the same mindset as you. People who are driven, people who are doing a lot, people who wants to help someone else, and it's just amazing how that works to me.
Yeah, I mean, we've shot like 6 episodes of the show, but I'm still in shock. Like, I still can't believe that I have this camera crew that I have. I still can't believe I have an awesome cast, and they, you know, they be reaching out to me. So when we shooting again, you know, I'm ready. And see, I like that because it pushes me. They never give me an opportunity to relax. Right. You know, because when I'm, you know, okay, we need to take a little time. They like, okay, so when the next shoot?
Right. Well, you know, people are looking up to you. People are, you know, relying on you. So you have to keep it going, keep it moving. Right. You know, for myself personally, I haven't had a real vacation of 3.5 years, you know, because it's always something to do with the book or the talk show or the organization or events or, you know, it's just always something happening. Non-stop. Yes. And I love what I do, so it's not a problem at all.
Yeah, so that's a good thing, though. You know, a lot of people say your schedule is so crazy, but it seems crazy and hectic, but it's actually not. It's actually fun. Right. You know, because it's like I get to look on my planner. Oh, I got this today.
Yeah, it's
you know,
exciting.
It's exciting. Yes. You know, so I actually love it. You know, if I looked on my planner and there was nothing to do.
Like, what did I do today?
Then it would be like, you know, man, just to lay in bed all day. You know, so when you have when you can look in a planner and see that you got something to do, it motivates you to get up and just keep trying to do more.
Yes. But this connection leads to another connection.
Right.
And then you meet some other people and that leads to something else.
Right.
And I just love it. I love it.
Right. And so that's one thing, you have to put yourself out on social media. One thing that I learned that was so beneficial to me was you have to get rid of pride.
Take notes, guys. Take notes.
You definitely have to get rid of pride, because my family has always said, like my grandma, down the line, they've always said, a closed mouth don't get fed.
That's right.
Well, that goes beyond naturally. That goes business-wise. And so a lot of times what we do as CEOs and entrepreneurs and business owners is we want people to think that everything we're doing is just popping. It's on point. The money's just coming in left and right. And so we don't ask for help because we want people to think that we got it all together.
Right.
And what that does is it actually hurts you, because it's somebody sitting there looking at you like, man, if they just announce it, if they just, say they looking for this, I'm ready. I'm going to jump on their team.
Right.
And so when you don't bring opportunity to your own business, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting somebody else who's waiting on that opportunity. Like if they just say they need a makeup artist, I'm gonna reach out first.
Right.
So I had to get to that point. It's like, I don't have anything to prove. A lot of people reach out. I'll be like, what? I'm not Tyler Perry. We don't have a $4 million budget on the show, but when you're passionate about what you does, the resources that you don't have, some kind of way it will find you.
Yes.
Because I started out single married life with $75.
Wow.
The very first episode, I reached out to the camera guys, and I said, my budget is $75 right now, and I will pay you $75 to come to this location and let's shoot 3 hours. They was like, okay, cool. So they came to the boutique, in Lithonia. They came to Up Point Fashion, Nicole Ramos, that's her shop. And so we shot 3 hours. And so before we got to 3 hours, it was like maybe 2 hours and some change. I went over to the camera guy and I said, hey, we getting close to 3 hours. I only gave you $75.
Right.
They was like, so I was like, cut it at 3 hours. Next thing I know, we shot 5 hours.
Wow.
Then we were shooting 7 hours. So we actually shot 10 hours. I only paid for 3.
You're right.
But we shot for 10. So when they got home that night, we left the boutique at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So they're up editing at 2 and 3 in the morning. And they text me. And I was getting ready to text back. Then they just called. So he was like, hey, man, we're excited. We're looking at the footage and we want to be on the team. I was like, are you serious? They were like, man, we're going to shoot your whole season at no charge.
Oh, my goodness.
But it only started out with $75. Right. And so that's what I'm saying with people. You take what you have and you start with that.
Yes.
Don't just say, well, I ain't got but $100. Look what I did with $75.
Exactly.
$75 has now turned into 6 episodes. And so we still got 4 more episodes to go. So take what you have and use it, yes. And you never know how far to go.
Hope you guys are taking notes, writing it down. Use what you have.
Exactly.
To get what you want.
To get what you want.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh,
you got to start somewhere.
Yes. Okay, so tell us about fitness and the modeling and MW management.
Fitness is pretty cool. The funny thing is, it's kind of like I have a schedule. One season I'm doing fitness, and then another season I'm doing modeling management. Another season I'm doing I'm acting for myself,
right. And
then another season I'm working on other shows. So it's like I kind of got a schedule and don't even realize it. And so now I'm back to the fitness schedule again, And I usually do it around this time because it's close to the summer.
Summer bodies.
And everybody wants to get in shape for the summer. They want to wear the 2 pieces and they want, the guys want to take their shirts off. So this is a good time to really get into the fitness. And so my fitness stems from my background in martial arts. I started that when I was pretty young too, maybe around 12 or 13. And I received my black belt in Taekwondo at the age of 15.
Okay.
And I begged my mama to let me do it because back then, $42 a month was a lot of money.
Yes.
you know, but it's way up now. But back then, you know, she was like, man, $42. I was like, Mom, I promise you I'm gonna go. And so when she signed me up, I could not believe it, you know, and I was there 5 days a week. Every day. I was taking classes. When I was a white belt, I was taking, you know, upper classes because I really wanted to get into it. So I actually set a record for that school because I received my black belt in like a year. You know, normally it takes about a year and a half, 2 years. But I was just going through the belts so fast, you know, and so I got a belt rack hanging up, and like I was only a white belt for like 23 days. Wow. I was an orange belt for like I think 19 days. So I wrote on my belts,
right?
You know, because I was just going through. And so once I got out of that, I wanted to do something. I'm always trying to do something for myself. So God gave me Kingdom Karate Academy, which is my own curriculum. You know, it's a martial arts that I created from scratch, and I do it at like different churches, Christian academy schools, and each belt is attached to a Bible scripture. So not only are they learning martial arts, you know, we're teaching them to have self-respect, discipline, self-esteem, but it also kind of touch on the Bible a little bit. You know, we don't push it too much, but it's a scripture attached to every belt. Okay. And if you don't know that scripture, you can't go to the next belt. Even if you know all the moves, you still can't go to the next belt.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so MW Management is my management company. Right now, I think I got about 12 models, a couple of musicians. You know, I'm trying to build it up a little bit more. That my schedule will allow me. Right. But it's going pretty good. You know, my models so far, they've done a couple of fashion shows. One went to Chicago Fashion Week. Another one went to New York Fashion Week. And so I also have a few models that's going to be in the event that you're in as one of the judges on March 17th.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for that opportunity.
When I tell you it's my pleasure to have you as one of the judges, you know, I'm just thankful that you know, took the invitation.
Okay, so for new people that's breaking into the industry that says, I want to be a star, what advice would you give them?
Be ready to work.
Lots of work.
Lots of work. You have to have a plan. You know, you got to know where you want to go, what you're trying to do. Some people just wake up and they want to have a manager. They want a personal assistant, and they don't understand, you know, you have to start small and work your way up to those things. And like I said, it's hard work. You got to be dedicated. You have to put a lot of time into it. You know, a lot of times when people are asleep, I'm up. You know, so you're going to have some sleepless nights. You're going to be tired. But once things finally start happening for you, and, you know, you get a little taste of it, then I think it'll draw you in even more if that's really what you want to do.
Right.
You know.
I remember back in the days I used to manage my son. I was a momager
hey,
when he was little. So he's done a lot of acting, a lot of modeling. It was 18-hour days. You know, most people don't understand that you have to just give and give and give.
Exactly.
But one of the things that I did when my son was in the business,
right,
I made decisions as a mother, as a protective mother,
right,
and not the best for his career,
right.
So there's a line there that you just have to,
right,
yes,
and that's a good thing though. I mean, because you're a mother first before you're a manager, so that's why the mom part is before the other part. You know, the momager. So that's you know, the first three letters is mom. So you're gonna always be that first,
right?
Regardless. And see, even with my two daughters, Zoe and Zion, they are. I don't even know how to get started explaining them, but they have such a personality.
Yes.
And when they were like, I think like maybe 3 and 5, because people think they're twins, but they're actually 13 months apart. And so when they were 3 and 5, I took a cell phone and I put them. They have like a little frozen table with 2 chairs.
Yeah.
And I sat them down and I said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I want you to say this, and then I want you to come in and say this, and then I want you to say this. And so we put together a episode for it's called the Learning Zoe and Zion Learning Channel.
Okay.
And so it was just an idea, so back then, this was like a couple of years ago, and it's still on YouTube today. And so now their vocabulary and their math skills and everything now is just it's just astounding. So now we're going to go back to do it again. We're going to actually make it go somewhere, because I have a contact with Disney too.
Nice.
So I'm going to see if I can, get them a Disney show.
Okay. So start them young. Start them young.
They're 4 and 6.
Yeah.
But they just listening to them, you think they like 8 and 10.
Right.
They're just so far advanced.
Yes.
So and then my son, he actually starred in one of my short films that I'm gonna go back and redo. It's called Forgiveness.
Okay.
And so he starred in that. So I'm putting all my kids out, to let them have fun and do different things. But it's not pressure. Because my son is into sports, so I don't pressure him to say, well, you got to be the next, LeBron James, or you got to be the next Michael Jordan. I don't do that. I let him have fun with it. If he don't want to play the next year, I don't force him. My main thing is just their grades.
Right.
Everything else is just a privilege.
Longevity. You got to keep going, or else you get burnt out.
Right.
It has happened to me. I just got burnt out. I was on bed rest, but you just gotta keep going,
right?
But at a slower pace,
right?
Because we do so much. Yes,
you're right.
Okay, so tell us any other information you want to give out there. Also, if people would like to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Right now, I only have 2. I'm only on 2 social media sites. I'm on Facebook at my name, Muhammad White, and for those of you who can't spell it, it's MUHAMMAD and the color white, WHITE. And then I'm also on Instagram at Follow Muhammad. That's how they can reach me right now.
Okay, wonderful. So, are you looking for anyone in your upcoming projects? Are you always looking for people? I know you do so much, so that answer would be yes.
Yes, I'm always looking for people. Right, I'm always looking for people because sometimes it's like I get mad at God. I'm like, you keep giving me all these ideas. Like I have like maybe 4 or 5 short films. I got a couple of feature films that nobody's even heard of. So I got stuff waiting. So right now I'm just focusing on Single Married Life, and when we finish that, then I'm gonna go back and start doing my other projects. So but I'm excited. I'm ready.
Yes. Any additional information you want to put out there?
I'm always looking for people. We have 9 more scenes to shoot in Single Married Life. So if you are looking to get into acting, please hit me up, on Facebook or Instagram, and I will, tell you what to do from there. But yeah, I'm always looking for people. Make sure you really want to do it too.
Okay. All right. This has been wonderful. Okay, guys. So I'm really excited, and I'm going to say this first. Look out for this man. Look out for his name. Look for us on the red carpet.
Exactly. Both of us.
Yes, we will be on the red carpet with our teams. The Oscars, the Tonys, the Academy Awards. We will be everywhere. Because our drive is so strong right now that we are ready to just yes.
We're gonna take over the world.
But people who start with humble beginnings go a long way. Long way. Mm-hmm. So that's us. We started my organization started in the garage, and you all know, if you would Google it, you will see lots and lots of businesses started in the garage.
Exactly.
But I am so excited to just see where you'll go. I'm just so excited to be a part of this. I'm really, really super proud of you. I am. So, guys, look out for Mr. Muhammad White, and please get in contact with us. We can always use your help. You can always be a part of the team, and stay tuned for more to come. We'll be doing part 2, which is a fitness exercise session.
Right, we're going to be doing a fitness session.
Okay, yes. And then we will give you guys some behind the scenes on acting. Just little snippets, you know, things how you can break into the industry. So we have a lot going on. We have a lot coming up. And only God knows what other doors will open up and where we will be. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.